Thanks for tuning in to Unbreakable with Chris Chamasairos. I talk about politics, sports, and entertainment to keep you well rounded what's going on around the world. If you don't like hearing the truth, definitely don't tune into this channel. So let's get started today. President Trump addresses Zohran Mamdani, the primary candidate, the Democrat communist for mayor of New York City. He hasn't won the mayor's race of New York City, but he sure talks like he's already running New York City. So President Trump had to give him a dose of reality. Let's hear from President Trump himself.
Your beloved New York City may well be led by a communist soon, Zohran Mamdani, who in his nomination speech said he will defy ICE and will not allow ICE to arrest criminal aliens in New York City. Your message to communist Zohran Mamdani?
Well, then we'll have to arrest him.
Yeah, exactly. And he should be arrested and he should be deported because he's not an American citizen. So who the hell is he to say he's going to stop ICE from doing their job? Take him to Gitmo, give him some re-education, and ship him out of the country and take his communist garbage ways with him.
Look, we don't need a communist in this country, but if we have one, I'm going to be watching over him very carefully on behalf of the nation. We send him money. We send him all the things that he needs to run a government. And by the way, they get about 3 times what you get, Ron. If you look at the per capita, Florida gets 1/3 of what New York gets in terms of the numbers. Why don't you give us those numbers?
Yeah, well,
Because that's what we should send him.
Yeah, well, like sometimes people say Florida gets more because they count Social Security recipients, but that's not money to the state. Those are seniors that live here. If they move
Of course, Democrats would lie and throw senior citizens under the bus because they're absolutely disgusting. They stand for absolutely nothing.
to North Carolina, you could count it there. So it has no interaction with the state government. They get more in the city and state governments than we get.
Right, substantially. We're going to be watching that very carefully, and a lot of people are saying he's here illegally. We're going to look at everything, and ideally, he's going to turn out to be much less than a communist. But right now, he's a communist. That's not a socialist.
If he is in the country illegally, just like Ilhan Omar, the other cockroach who married her brother, lied on her paperwork to be here in the United States of America, and then Hussein Obama imported 80,000 Somalians to get her elected, which also should be looked at also. It's time to deport these people. They're anti-American, they're communists, they're radicals, and they openly tell you that they're here to destroy the United States of America. For anybody that has a problem with what I'm saying, you know what? Go to the Middle East and run for mayor and bring your liberal ways with you and see what happens to you. See how long you would last over there. You absolutely make me sick. Let's listen to Natasha Cloud defend Mamdani. Hold on a minute. Let me put something away before I answer this question. Hold on.
Just one more off record. You were on the road when Zohran wins the primary.
That's Mamdani. That's my boy.
That's my boy. Yeah. You're a girl. But anyway.
And you were very vocal in
Yes.
the weeks and the days leading up to that.
This is the most unlikable league out of all the leagues, including the NBA, the men's NBA. This league cracks me up. Everybody's racist when you don't follow them. And then if you follow them and cheer or boo, then you're racist again. And then they hate everybody that's white. Everybody. Their best player in the league, Caitlin Clark. They hate her. They hate all white people. But they want money from white corporations so they can make more money. F this league and F all of them.
Now, with how quick the news cycle goes, you've got Trump out there talking about...
I told him to fuck around and find out. If Donnie want to come down here,
Yeah, F around and find out. If Donnie want to come down here, I'm going to have to step to him. Oh, yeah, he's so scared.
that's fine. If Ice wants to try to come down here, that's fine. But you going to learn the hard
Oh, yeah, Tom Homan, you're going to learn the hard way because I'm going to step up. Yeah.
way. I've been here 2 months, and New Yorkers really don't fuck around. They don't play. Now,
Such a classy lady, isn't she? So classy. What a class act.
one another, they don't play about this city. And
Yeah.
I just think that it's reckless of our president. I think that it's reckless of this administration. But also, it's actually exciting for us as the people because that's when you know we're getting to them. That's when you know we're creating change.
Oh, yeah. You're getting to President Trump. Okay. Anyway, you know what? Play in your shitty basketball league that would go bankrupt if it wasn't for people giving you money. Nobody cares about the WNBA. because of your shitty attitudes, the way you carry yourselves, how you attack your best player because she's white. Everybody will, oh, the big blinders on. What's the problem? The big elephant in the room. They hate their best player because she's white. Bottom line, you don't like it? Too bad. That's what it is.
Change that they don't want, that's when you know that we're dismantling the system. And so for all of us in New York, I'm just going to
Don't you love all these idiots that think they're men? They all think they're dismantling the system because they walk around and act tough. Yeah, you're going to step to president. If Donnie wants to come down here, come on my turf, I'll stop him.
ask that we continue to be on the right path to history, that we protect one another, that we protect Mamdani and what he wants to do, because
Yeah, let's protect the communists. You know what's so funny about this idiot? If she went to a Middle Eastern country acting like a man that she thinks she's a man and cursed, if you even curse in a Middle Eastern country, they'll throw you in jail. So if she was in the street, you know, doing her thing and hold on a minute and all this garbage, she wouldn't make it an hour. But she's an idiot. This is what you're dealing with. Just total garbage.
ultimately he wants to protect us down the line.
Yeah.
There is no shying away from. He is a Muslim, he is a socialist, and he is a Democrat. So he's going to get the worst PR of all PRs. They're going to tell you that to be scared.
So now socialism's good? You want to make millions of dollars playing basketball. Do you think that's what socialists want to pay you? She's just a effing, they're just all dumb. You're just a effing clown. That's what you are. All of the 90% of the WNBA, you know what they need? They need to go to a psychiatrist for having an identity crisis. Brittany Grimer. You know who I am? Should have left her in Russia.
Of them, they're going to tell you all this like Islamophobia shit. They're going to tell you that socialist is a scary thing for our country moving forwards. Socialism is that everyone has equity. Everyone has the same shit. Everyone can live.
No, idiot. Socialism means if you're a doctor, you get paid the same as somebody that works in a grocery store, you effing moron. Equity inclusion. She doesn't even know how to spell equity and inclusion. These are all the new words that somebody, an idiot like this, learned last week. Equity, inclusion, yeah.
The same dignified life of one another, and he's going to do it through taxing the rich instead of taxing the poor to give more to the rich. So I just want people to like do this with their eyes a little bit.
Yeah,
You feel me?
yeah,
Like
we need
don't
to
be
be enlightened by
blinded,
you.
don't be in tunnel vision. But especially for here in New York, we need to make sure we protect.
Could you imagine covering this? Like, what man on the planet? I don't care how long I was a reporter. If they told me you're covering the NBA, I'd quit on the spot. It's just the most unlikable human beings on the planet are in the WNBA. Total trash, garbage, low life, low IQ league. Yeah, Brittany Grimer's gonna step to Donald Trump. Come on, Donnie. Come on down. Oh yeah, Donald Trump is shaking. Okay. You need to go to a doctor for your mental disorder. So let's listen to Zohran Mamdani respond to President Trump. Of course, he's going to play the victim. All Muslims do this. Oh, they don't like me because I'm Muslim. I'm just coming to live in your country to be peaceful. No, you're not going to any country to be peaceful or coexist with anybody. You're going to every country, Europe, America, to take it over, and you know it. And you know what's funny? If you just listen and you watch videos of these Muslims, they'll tell you that if you just listen. But let me guess, he's not here to do any of that, right? No, everybody's picking on him because he's a Muslim. Yeah, sure. I'm sure that's the reason. No, they're picking on you because you said that 9/11 was celebrated and it was necessary. They're picking on you because you support Hamas, a terrorist group. They're picking on you because you want New York City to be communism. And if you want to bring being a Muslim into that, if that's what you want, that's fine. So you're a Muslim extremist communist. You don't like it? Too bad. If you want to live under communism, go back to your homelands and live there.
Yesterday, Donald Trump said that I should be arrested. He said that I should be deported. He said that I should be denationalized.
If he lied in his paperwork, he needs to be deported and arrested.
He said those things about me. Someone
Here
who
we go.
stands to be the first immigrant mayor of this.
Oh, they're picking on me because I'm the first immigrant mayor and I'm a Muslim. They got this down to a science playing the victim. And you'll hear Saudi Arabian leaders tell the UK, tell Europe, they use your political correctness against you to destroy your nation, that the people in Saudi wouldn't even allow this to go on in their countries. And they tell you that. There's Muslims in those countries that tell you exactly why they're migrating, all these Muslim extremists. But guess what? All the white liberals and the politicians here, they want to silence everybody to what's really going on. And then they'll threaten you. Oh, you're a racist. We'll get you terminated from your employment for telling the truth. We'll even have you arrested. In London and UK, you get arrested for telling the truth about this type of behavior. He's got being a victim down to a science.
City and generation, someone who would also be the first Muslim and the first South Asian man
Here we go.
in this city's history. Less so because of who I am,
Okay.
where I come from, because of how I look or how I speak, and more so because he wants to distract from
Now it's about how he looks and how he speaks. He's a good little Muslim extremist. That's what it is. He's a good little terrorist sympathizer. He's a good little 9/11 sympathizer. He's really here for you. Right? It's poor me. He's a communist and he's a Muslim extremist. And when he makes the Sharia zones where in New York City, it's if anybody goes into the area that's not Muslim and you get sexually assaulted or murdered, you know what the cops do? They do nothing. And don't tell me it can't happen in America because it happens in Europe, the UK, Germany, and all the places where guys like this take over.
what I fight for. I fight for working people.
No, you
I
don't.
fight for the very people that have been fighting out of the city. And I fight for the same people that he said he was fighting. This is the same president who ran on a campaign of cheaper groceries, who ran on a campaign about easing a suffocating cost of living crisis. And ultimately, it is easier for him to fan the flames of division than to acknowledge the ways in which he has betrayed those working class Americans, not just in this city, but across this country, and the ways in which he continues to betray them. Because we know that he would rather speak about me than speak about the legislation that he is shepherding through Washington, D.C. Legislation that will quite literally take health care away from Americans. Legislation.
Another lie. President Trump isn't taking health care away from anybody. Illegals don't deserve Medicaid. You have to work at least 20 hours a week now to get your Medicaid. So the big bill that President Trump wrote, you know who it's for? It's for the working people. Not taxing tips, not taxing overtime. But freeloaders and illegals, the free ride is over. But of course, Zohran Mamdani is mad about that because that's his voting base.
That will steal food from the hungry.
Oh,
Legislation that looks to build.
President Trump is stealing food from the hungry. What a piece of, he's just, if you're a Caucasianoid supporting this, if you're Jewish and you vote for this guy, you're just a total idiot.
On one of the largest transfers of wealth we've seen in recent history in his first administration, and do it once again for the very Americans who already have it. We should be fighting for those that do not have what they need to live a dignified life. That is what I would do, and I am thankful to have the protection and to have the support of so many New Yorkers who have stood up and said how unacceptable this is, including our governor, including members of the labor movement. And ultimately, what I fear is that if this
Really, radical Kathy Hochul doesn't support you at all. Most Democrats don't. So, but hey, I mean, would I expect him to tell the truth? Absolutely not.
is what Donald Trump and his administration feel comfortable about saying about the Democratic nominee for the mayor of New York City. Imagine what they feel comfortable saying and doing about immigrants whose names they don't even know.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's right. So, of course, the forever victim is turning this into President Trump doesn't like immigrants. No, he doesn't like communists. And he has a problem with illegals breaking the law that come into America and they're getting everything for free, just like I do, and just like 90 million other Americans who voted for President Trump. But of course, they'll make it racial. They'll make it about ethnicity. No, I'm tired that I have to work 2 jobs. My medical is through the roof. Why people that walk across the border get it for free, or, some purple haired, green haired weirdo, or some lady that's a single mom of 9 who sits in her apartment all day smoking weed, gets everything handed to her for free, and her rent is $100 a month. That's what I'm tired of. And that's what President Trump is doing. He's putting an end to the nonsense. This communist, if New York votes for this communist, you deserve everything you get. And here, I'll say it again. Zohran Mamdani, if you want to live under communism, take your garbage back to your homelands and live under it there. New York, you get what you vote for. And I'm going to leave it with that. Thanks for tuning in to Unbreakable with Chris Chalmasiros.